I think maybe that might have been the worst episode that we've ever had, hey? I think that was just such utter amazing writing that, I have never witnessed such greatness before in Star Wars. I feel like that was the best Star Wars that we've had so far with Disney, and I'm really happy that they turned this show around to make it such a cohesive experience and storytelling and character arc. And I stand corrected, man. Leslie Hudson did she outdid herself on this one. I mean, the writing was even more shocking than ever before, and I feel like that's a pretty hard thing to do, considering this whole season is just such an absolute split personality of every episode is just so convoluted and confusing that it just does not make any sense whatsoever. I mean, not only do the characters not even know what they want, and I mean all of them. I mean, Kymir's killing, then all of a sudden he wants Osha, then they have some sort of like a weird sexual tension, and which is so strange that he like kidnaps this girl and takes her to this island, and it's just very, I don't know, weird. And then we have, this episode alone, I'm still having a hard time getting over the fact that he's standing there, and she thought it would be a good idea to write that, it's going to be this really cinematic moment with a lot of tension and emotion where he's trying to hold the bridge for these two, 50-pound girls to stand on it, instead of just picking them up both with the Force and then bringing them to him. He's literally using the Force to hold the bridge up. Lets go of one of them, the other one falls. Instead of just using the Force to hold her, which would have been like, okay, alright, he's doing it with one. He literally runs like a regular human and tries to grab her at the last second. Please, someone defend that. Please, somebody defend that. They're like, oh, didn't George change things? George understood the world and the confines that he created within Star Wars. This show is constantly just breaking lore. He doesn't understand the Force, doesn't understand anything to do with the characters, how Jedi work, how they operate. What the hell? Who are these Jedi? They're also emotionally confused. All of them, every single one of them. It just does not Jedi are supposed to be composed. The only one that wasn't composed was Anakin Skywalker, and that's why he stood out. But these Jedi, what the heck? They're running amok, man. I mean, the Soul guy is just like, oh, her M count is in. Oh, what is it? Oh my god. It's just such a ridiculous show. This is probably the worst Star Wars project I have ever seen in my entire life. I would rather watch 50,000 hours of Andor's bricks and screws, which, mind you, all I said in that comment was literally, oh, it doesn't really look like Star Wars. There's bricks like from a construction site and screws like a Phillips screw head, which George never had in those. It was all smooth sandstone. It was all that stuff. But, of course, the people who want to defend the projects always try to find something there to twist my words. But with this, I mean, I don't even got to say anything. If you defend this, man, hats off to you, dude. This is you're doing probably a better writing job and coping job than Leslie Headland did when she was writing the story, because I don't think she even knows what the hell is going on. This is just so ridiculous, dog. This is just so ass. Just complete ass. Horrible show. Garbage. Literally $180 million. Wrap your head around that. This is Revenge of the Sith was 114 million. Revenge of the Sith, this was 180 million. They couldn't even get the green screen right when the guy was using the speeder bike. What in the world? Like, I'm just getting more and more frustrated because this is just so laughable. And I just, it's like with each episode that goes by, the shills have to do an even harder job to cope and try and explain the story. Dude, and look, if you like the show, more power to you. Enjoy it. But don't try to shut someone up that is spitting facts about how this story just goes completely against George Lucas Star Wars, destroys the Phantom Menace, and destroys what the Jedi are supposed to be anyway. Oh, these aren't the Jedi of the Phantom Menace. Well, this is 87 years before that, so please tell me what happened that the Jedi have changed so much in only 87 years. That's like the year, that's the age of a grandfather. Like, you're telling me this thousands of years of Jedi have changed that much in this short amount of time? I mean, it's just, the level of cope is unbelievable. And like I said, I will bring anyone on this channel and debate with them how this show is just such utter trash and makes no sense whatsoever. But yeah, this is not canon in my mind, dude. This is bullshit. This is not canon at all. Mandalorian, sure, okay, it's canon. I like Mandalorian, but this is bullshit. And again, you know, like, don't take my word for it, man. Just watch the episode for yourself and decide. But this is just freaking insane, man. How does this stuff get approved? And 180 million bucks of it, too. Why wouldn't they put that into the Riva lightsaber they were making that didn't make the actual quota for them to start in production? Please explain how this resulted in Torben committing suicide. Yeah, that too. I didn't even think of that, dude. I got other things to freaking ponder about with this episode here. 79% say this was a 0 out of 10. 9 to 10 out of 10. Well, I'm glad 4% of you liked it. And look, to anyone who liked the show, I'm happy you liked it, right? Happy you liked it. Anybody who sees someone liking the show, don't disrespect them, don't dog them. And the vice versa. If you see someone that doesn't like the show, don't disrespect them, don't dog them. Everyone's got a right to their own opinions and what they like and what they don't like. This channel's ass. Hey, don't be mad, bro. Don't be mad that I'm spitting facts and I'm one of the only ones doing it when everyone else is just, this is great poo. I love it. Garbage. Pisses me off that this gets a green light and we don't get an Obi-Wan Kenobi Season 2 actually done right. You guys give $180 million for this and you give 90 to Obi-Wan Kenobi? Like, seriously? Somebody up there got to get freaking canned. Don't deserve to be working at Lucasfilm. Ridiculous. Well, you know what? Lucasfilm ain't even what it used to be anymore. It's not even what George created anymore. It's just Disney now. It's something else. He just couldn't torb it anymore, so he offed himself. Did you notice the Padawans in the temple were doing the Annie-Obi spin while training? Well, I noticed that in this one, too. I guess Anakin wasn't the only one. It's just, you know, it's like more shit in this episode is essentially trying to connect to Anakin Skywalker and tell us that that birth was not the first one. The whole thing that was so special and groundbreaking about Anakin was that he was a virgin in the Force. Qui-Gon came to him, I found a virgin in the Force. And everyone's like, a what? But just freaking 87 years before, they found a virgin in the Force that the Jedi literally went to, and then they end up telling the Council about it. That these freaking dumbass witches created 2 Force-sensitive children from the Force. You want to know how Anakin was made? Let me tell you. Everyone thinks that Darth Plagueis created Anakin. No, it's false. Darth Plagueis tried to create, with Palpatine, by influencing midichlorians to create the perfect Force-sensitive being, the dark side Force user. He failed. The Force said, no, you cannot do that. You cannot manipulate the Force to your will and create something that is an abomination, that favors the dark side. So what the Force did, was it created Anakin Skywalker randomly in Shmi. Anakin Skywalker is the Force's answer to Plagueis trying to manipulate it to create the perfect dark side being. This is what happens when you have someone who does not understand shit about Star Wars. And maybe, you know what, Leslie understands like 1 to 2 points above what someone who has never seen Star Wars understands. Or maybe someone who watches The Mandalorian, and maybe she's impressive to them. But my God, if you're making, what, end credit music? What do you mean? Yeah, it's some witch bullshit. I don't know, it's not. I just love Star Wars so much, and it just pains me to see this shit. I really, really don't. Like, you can enjoy this and say, like, yeah, okay, fine. But, like, if you think that this is now coming in and it's replacing the Phantom Menace, essentially, so that everything that Qui-Gon found and everything that the Jedi went through in the Phantom Menace is essentially null and void. Why are you guys asking me to listen to the music? I'm not gonna listen to that shit credit music. I'm not doing it. It is modern pop music. What is this shit? It's just Star Wars. It doesn't matter. It does matter. If we don't keep these people accountable, man, it's you know, we're just gonna keep getting some shit like this for 180 million bucks.